Tape Multi is an instrument that emulates a tape machine. It is based on my other instrument, Tape, but has a few extensions that make the instrument even more versatile. Let's talk briefly about the great MC feature in Max that has been around since version Max 8. Almost any MSP object, that means any object that has a tilde character and sends continuous streams of data at audio rate, can be converted into a multi-channel object on the fly. This can be done, for example, with oscillators or amplifier objects and assign different voices to individual channels and thus create a kind of polyphony without the need for a poly-tilde object. In addition, however, you can achieve interesting settings in a very fast way by working with different deviation parameters. Here you can achieve very different effects, such as beating frequencies or harmonic dissonances depending on the amount of deviation. The waveform also has an important impact on the sonic result. The same can of course be done with the playback speed of a loop, and this is exactly the principle of the Tape Multi device. First, you can select the number of channels and thus the number of voices. In the pitch multi-slider, you can set the individual pitches of each channel individually. If you choose the coarse mode, a grid will let you make the gradations in semitone steps. Theoretically, you can also change the pitch of all voices at the same time and with the same amount. The same settings can be made for each channel in terms of volume. In addition, a randomize function lets you easily set random values. You can get unpredictable results even faster if you work with the deviate functions. The various functions are set up as follows. Random sets smaller deviations above and below the set fundamental frequency, in this case the playback speed and the associated pitch. Relative would at full deviate amount double, triple, quadruple the loop speed, no matter if this is set by a pressed key or by operating the speed control, and thus create the overtones of the sound. This means that the effect is much stronger. Clicking the monitor button briefly displays the speed of all individual loops. A double click shows the values permanently. 1 means in this case the single speed, 2 would be double speed, 0.5 half speed, and so on. Absolute also adds the speed value of the pressed key, so that at the maximum setting, an overtone series with a corresponding ratio of frequencies or loop speeds is initially created. However, the ratio does not remain in this form when the fundamental frequency is changed by the speed control. Once the different voices have been changed individually, they will most likely be out of sync when set back to the original speed. This can be corrected by a quick click on the sync button. If you want to achieve this phase effect without changing the pitches, on the other hand, you can simply click on the phase button. Switching from stereo to multi allows the individual voices to be positioned more precisely in spatial terms. The changes here go from left to right in the same way as with the multi-slider. When saving the Ableton Live session, it is important that the location of the sample that was last in the device is also added once in the so-called file preferences of Max, if the parent folder is not already part of the search path anyway, so that the file can be found again immediately by the device when it is opened again. If a new folder is added to the file preferences, it will be only recognized when the Max application is quit. Therefore, if a new search path is created, it is recommended to save your Ableton Live project only after this procedure to make sure that the edited sample remains in the project.